Thank you, guys. Don't forget to sign the lease agreement I sent it to you. No? I'm just very interested, but I think you're going to edit these videos before you launch it in Saudi Arabia. Okay, thank you. So, our next speaker is Mr. Shawqi Ghanem, is a good friend also to us. He's also a good friend to a lot of shopping staff in the regions, and Grand Optic is everywhere. And I think they will give us some enlightening about their new videos and their brand they have it.
Good morning. In Grand Optics, last year we started a new diversification program to branch out of optics to other kinds of retail business. We started with Nick and Nick, the Spanish children fashion brand, and the launch was very successful. And this year we are introducing another Spanish brand, a new one called Roberto Verino. And the video will give you an idea about this new brand. Please. Thank you.
Today, Roberto Verino has 159 sales points with 41 cell phone stores. Roberto Verino's headquarters is a 7,000 square meters edifice with spaces for research and development, design, technology and logistics, featuring modern design and architecture that communicate its brand values. The Roberto Verino brand's positioning is based on values which appeal to a highly distinct clientele. Design. Roberto Verino is simple, timeless, functional and elegant. Personality. It is always original, natural and authentic. Sensuality. Roberto Verino exudes a form of insinuation, seduction and not provocation. Passion for life. Roberto Verino understands this as vitality and a non-conformist lifestyle. Roberto Verino is an award-winning brand, accumulating accolades and triumphs through the years. In 1991, Roberto Verino received the T from Telva magazine, the most important press award for Spanish designers. Roberto Verino was also awarded the Golden Needle Award in 1992, an award given to the best designer of the year. In 2008, Her Majesty the Queen of Spain awarded Roberto Verino the Gold Medal for Merit in Fine Arts. Roberto Verino's triumphs in the fashion industry were best summarized by the glamour and glitter of its 25th year anniversary celebrations in 2007 and 2008 in Madrid and New York respectively. Its recognized status was sealed by celebrity endorsements in both show business and the sports world, including clothing and apparel contracts with the prestigious Atletico de Madrid team. For over 30 years, Roberto Verino has enjoyed industry leadership, offering a world of haute couture fashion. Roberto Verino has firmly built up its prestige and reputation, not only through design and fashion innovations. Roberto Verino has been closely identified with celebrities like Tamara Rocco and Monica Bellucci, Spanish actress Angela Molina, flamenco dancer Joaquin Cortez, and model Cameron. Smart alignments with these celebrities who became brand representatives have done much to cement Roberto Verino's elite image. Roberto Verino has always made the headlines with industry-stopping campaigns through the years. The brand Roberto Verino is commercialized by the company Roberto Verino Diffusion SA, with headquarters in Orense, Galicia. The company had the honor to participate in the first Cibel Catwalk show and began collaborations with El Corte Inglés department store chain in 1987. The company continued to grow with the opening of its flagship store in Madrid and the launching of its first women's fragrance, Verino, distributed by Perfume y Diseño. Roberto Verino presents its latest collection every 6 months at the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week of Madrid and participates in national and international events. Roberto Merino has successfully expanded its range of fashion offerings to cover accessories for men and women. The creation of men's and women's fragrances, such as VV Platinum, Merino Gold, and others, has consolidated. Roberto Merino's presence in the fragrance world. This has been further strengthened with the recent launch of Pure Man and Pure Woman fragrances. In September 2004, the first collection of fashion accessories and handbags made by Spanish artisans have been enthusiastically received by the fashion world. Roberto Merino has recorded enviable success, backed up by numbers that show consistent growth, a clear indication not only of the brand's timeless appeal, but as well as the company's keen grasp of market needs. Roberto Merino is on a rapid expansion program with store openings in the Middle East, Russia and Latin America, in collaboration with Brand Opticas. It also plans to consolidate the opening of new sections in Liverpool department stores in Mexico, where there are 13 shop-in-shops at present. Currently in Spain, Roberto Merino operates stores in 42 cities and 80 shop-in-shop spaces across El Corte Inglés department store chain. Roberto Merino's latest store opened in Barcelona in September 2012.
interested show. Next year we'll have live fashion show in Sharm. So I think it will be more interested, huh? Without your lingerie. But it's like what they're having in Dubai Mall, I think, the Vogue show a month ago. So we'll do something like that. And food test for sure. Okay. Finally, we have the pleasure to have with us today Mr. Ulrich Hess. He's the director of the Wholesale International for Tom Tailor Group from Germany, Hamburg, Germany. He will give us some information about the market they work on and some of the brand they operate in. Please welcome Mr. Ulrich.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here, Michael and the whole RECon group. It's a pleasure to be here. And as we've seen a lot of emotional pictures of stores. Of course, we also have emotional stores, but I'll do it the German way today. I'll show you some facts and figures about our business. So, this is basically our vision. Where do we come from? We create desirable brands and make them accessible to all. Our company, as you may know, we have been here a few years ago in 2006, 2007, and frankly spoken, we were simply not ready to do it correctly well. So a lot of things have been rescattered, reshuffled, the management structure has been reshuffled, and these are basically the directions which we are aiming to. First of all, we are aiming to lifestyle fashion environment. We are aiming to become one of the most important lifestyle groups in Europe, and you will see the figures afterwards which are succeeding this and sustaining this. Secondly, we have a fully vertically integrated system. We are a multi-channel offer which offers retail, wholesale, e-commerce and outlet. To give you some figures just about e-commerce, today we're operating 21 markets already in e-commerce, growing of course very strongly, but also now in Q1 will be already 28. So this is just multiplying, and we heard till this morning from Michael how important this is going to become, also in terms of a multi-channel, not only selling in e-commerce, but using the ad values we could use in several channels. Third point, fast-moving trend management with short lead times. Why? In our system, in our supply chain, what do? We just have 12 collections a year. Every 4 weeks we have a new collection in men's, in women's, in kids, in everything we do. So this is about having the right product, the right time, the right place, and showing to be very much more flexible, less bonded in cash situations, and generating very quick cash flow situation and less investment of bonded money. The last 2 points, profitability and cash flow, we'll see later on what happens. Actually, we went to the stock exchange in 2010, and you'll see a few figures afterwards. Last year, we have been awarded at the stock exchange in Frankfurt for our financial report as the best newcomer on the DAX in Frankfurt and as the best concept on the market in fashion, new fashion. So let's get to more of this. This is, can we have this mic? Let's do it this way. Here you can see the concept which we're offering today as a group. Tom Tailor Group today is on the left-hand side of Tom Tailor Group, which is offering kids, from mini kids, babies, minis, and almost adult kids, men and boys, men and women. Then we have a Tom Tailor denim concept, which is purely denim-oriented with a very clear message into a younger environment. Then our core message, where we're coming from, it's a casual word, men and women. And we have as a seventh concept here the Polo. The Polo line is the youngest concept. We have been launching this in Berlin 1 year ago. Now we are the main sponsor of the German Polo Tour, of the French Polo Tour, and we're looking for partners to do this in the Middle East. Why are we doing this? We strongly believe in Polo as a sport, as an image driver to the company, also on the international aspect. And if you look into South America, into Middle East, into Europe, where you have polo sports in France, in Benelux, in Germany, in Italy, and all over the place, this is a very important driver for our brand as such. On the right hand side, Bonita, which many of you I assume do not know so far. It's a typical German concept which has been founded many years ago. It is a concept which we have overtaken last autumn winter. We're operating 1,000 stores today. So this is a very simple men's and women's concept. We have 50 men's stores, we have more than 950 women's stores in Bonita. It's a little more mature than the rest of our offer. And the idea of this all, if I could extend my slide, it would be going further on here, because the idea is to add some additional lifestyle concepts, making the package full. Still operating 12 collections a year, all 4 weeks, fast collections. Well, facts and figures, where do we come from? As I said before, 2006, 2007, we had a try here in the region. As said before, not really well prepared. We were simply not ready as a company. So the whole thing has been set up newly. As you see, the last 6 years, in 2006, we come from 260 millions. Today, this year, in 2012, we ended up with 650. We have been growing last year 50%. And this year, we know that we're going to end up like 900 million euros, which is, again, 45% in growth. There's no reason that this momentum is stopping, because the systems are in place, the concepts are in place, the most strong assets are the systems. 12 collections, multi-channeling, and using just the leverage of doing the same things in different channels. The projection, just to give you an idea, our projection in the business plan has been approved recently, a few weeks ago. We just communicated the results of the first 9 months. In 2018, we're aiming for 2 billion euros. So that's pretty ambitious, but we're quite sure that we're on track. If you look at the situation today, on the left-hand side again, the left-hand side again, where you have the retail environment, you have the wholesale environment on the right side. On the retail environment, in Top Tailor, we're operating today something like 350 retail stores, owned operated from ourselves. We have 1,000 stores in Bonita, and we're operating 21 countries in e-commerce, whereas I said before in Q1, 28. On the wholesale side, you have like 180 plus stores in franchise. Same thing, we're operating and starting also into e-commerce in our wholesale partnerships, and we're operating, as you see, more than 2,000 shopping shops and more than 7,500 points of sale in wholesale. Our distribution came initially from Europe, so we're German branded. We come from Hamburg. Our owner, or founder and co-founder, Uwe Schröder, which still plays polo, by the way, at 68 years, crazy guy, but very important, still in the company, and is showing the attitude and the aim of everything is possible, as we heard earlier today. Came from Hamburg, that's why we're based as a headquarter in Hamburg. Nowadays, whereas we grew, you see it on the left side, mainly on the German market, on the Austrian market, and Switzerland, that was the base of our business. We expanded into other regions. So Benelux is open, France is open, Italy just opened a few weeks ago. We still have a lot to do. In Europe, we opened Russia 3 years ago, and now this September was the anniversary of 3 years in Russia as a subsidiary, and we opened the 50th store in March, and our first retail store below the Red Square in Moscow. So things are growing over there as well. Next step, of course, is going further into other regions. Our global expansion, that's the clear aim. We want to become global. Are driven by Eastern European markets, but of course also through the Middle East, and we'll see it on the next slide. And as you can see here, also South Africa. Why South Africa? South Africa for us was very important. We started the operations this summer in July with our new partner. It's a big group, RECon group in South Africa. For those of you who know them, they choose us as their partner to extend very fast in new fast systems on the retail market, and they are also for us the door opener in the Southern Hemisphere, because for the time being we still operate like stocking the collections for 6 months, but in a few months' time we will have a Southern Hemisphere collection, and then we will be able to expand this in the Southeast Asian regions and in the Southern Hemisphere. If you go to the next slide, MENA regions. Of course, MENA is a main topic for us. We have just started this year, 2013, to drive this thing forward because we believe and see what is happening. We were not ready 6 years ago. We're pretty much sure that we're more than ready now. We need to have the right partnerships, the right partners on board, and as we heard today also from David and also Rashid earlier this morning, this is about listening, sharing, and growing together. We have 3 phases which we defined. First phase, 2013, we're aiming to go in the green area in these regions here, so South Africa and this region Second phase, it's more extending into other countries like Jordan, Egypt, and then the third phase more to the related to France markets like North Africa, like Tunisia, Morocco, and Algeria. Well, this is just to show you where we are positioned for those who do not know us in depth. If you consider the market like on the left side coming from the low end to the luxury, and here on the fashion grade, then you see the position of Tom Tailors in the mid-market. This is our base, we come from there. What we do is we have a good offer at the, let's call it at the end of the final prices of the low price big vertical retailers, but we end up touching the bridge pricing between mid-market and luxury. And that's what we're doing actually with our main market. With our main brand, we're moving this into this direction. In 6 weeks' time from here, the bread and butter, we will relaunch the whole brand and show to the market what's going on, going live next autumn, winter. You see here the Tom Tailor denim brand, which is a little lower priced and more fashion forward, more in the denim area in the market. And here on the top, you have the Polo brand, which is of course also the door opener in this area. Here on the back end, Bonita comes from here, was a little, let's call it, Sleeping Beauty, has been a bit wakened up. The idea is to have a more mature woman and a more mature man also being touched with the same systematics and moving, of course, more in this direction. Well, this is just shortly to tell you on the upper part of the slide this year what happened now. Tom Tailor Polo team, the line of Polo team, we are now ready with a new concept of stores. We tested a few stores and we go live with the first 30 stores next August in Europe. And we're looking for partnerships because we believe that we can quite easily multiply this concept because a Polo store is only roughly 100 square meters. We can multiply this into 350, 400 stores in the next 5 to 6 years. I'm not going too much into detail in the lower part, but this thing here is important, even though many of you may not know the Bambi. The Bambi, for those who are not regularly in Europe or in Germany, is more or less the Oscars in Europe. The Bambi is very famous. Everybody who is in the fashion industry, in PR, in modeling, in TV, in movies, is proud to be carrying things of the Bambi because the Bambi thing is something which is giving into sustainable activities for society. So you have many stars, which like here, Sylvie van der Waard or similar, which are carrying products of the Bambi, and we are the supplier of the official Bambi denim for the next 2 years as well. Key highlights, so make it just shortly to keep it simple. This year, again, we will grow very fast from 650 to 900 million. This we know. In a few weeks' time, we will have the results. Our profits are rising, as you can see. The operating cash flow is rising as well. Bonita is now on track. When we overtook the company, you'll see it on the next floor. We were confronted with a situation with material bought for already 1 full year. So we knew that only from September this year, the collections which we were doing in our supply chain hit the ground, and you'll see it on the next slide what happens. Capital increase also well doing because the markets consider us so far as solidly and sustainable, so we have a flow in of cash. This looks like little mathematics, no